The Parable of the Mexican Fisherman. An American investment banker was at the pier of a small coastal Mexican village when a small boat with just one fisherman docked. Inside the boat were several large yellowfin tuna. The American complimented the Mexican on the quality of his fish and asked how long it took to catch them. The Mexican replied, "Only a little while." The American then asked why he didn't stay out a little longer and catch more fish. The Mexican said it was because he had enough fish. The American, like so many Americans who think the meaning of life is to go to work, was confused by this and asked the Mexican fisherman, "So, what do you do with the rest of your time?" The Mexican fisherman said, "I like to play with my children and teach them. I like to fish during the day. I like to sleep at night. I like to take siestas with my wife Maria. In the evenings we sit together and my amigos come over. We play the mariachi. We sing songs and talk. I live a full and busy life." The American scoffed, "I have an MBA from Harvard. I can help you. You should spend more time fishing, and with the proceeds, buy a bigger boat. And with the proceeds from the bigger boat, you could buy several boats. Eventually, you'd have a fleet of boats. And instead of selling your catch to a middleman, you would sell directly to the processor, eventually opening your own cannery. So you would control the product, the processing, and the distribution. Of course, you'd need to leave this small coastal fishing village and move to Mexico City, then LA, then eventually New York City, where you'll run your expanding enterprise." The Mexican fisherman asked, "How long will all this take?" To which the American replied, "Oh, roughly 15 to 20 years, maybe." So the Mexican fisherman said, "Okay, and then what?" The American laughed and said, "Oh, that's the best part. When the time's right, you'd announce an IPO and sell your company stock to the public and become very rich. You'd make millions." The Mexican fisherman said, "Then what?" The American said, "Then you would retire, move to a small coastal fishing village where you would sleep, fish, and play with your kids, and take siestas with your wife, and go for strolls, and in the evenings you could play the mariachi and sing songs with your amigos."